obviously with a global pandemic of this magnitude, one would expect that the economy will take a big hit. Um, we haven't seen significant changes in terms of our business yet. We probably will in the next month or so. But so far, it's been so good. I mean, so far, I mean, if anything, I think we're getting even more business now because a lot of spouses are, fighting with each other, arguing with each other. A lot of parents are having major differences on how to handle their children. How do we keep them safe? Where, who should we interact with, not interact with? So, so we haven't seen. I mean, I personally haven't seen any major changes in terms of my business yet. Uh, we'll see what happens this month, but I mean, obviously, when people's pocketbooks take a big hit, that hit obviously spreads out and affects everybody around people. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, in terms of our business, we haven't seen any major changes yet. We're still operating. We're still taking on new clients. We're meeting new clients by video, by Zoom. We're talking to new clients over the phone. For me personally, March of 2019 was even better than March of 2020 was better for me than March of 2019. We'll see how April goes. We're working hard in order to either match or beat April of last year. And I think as long as we keep a positive attitude, as long as we stay the course, continue working hard, and continue our advertising budget the same way it is, I think we'll do fine. Yes, we've seen more we've seen more calls in terms of custody and in terms of parents having major disagreements on how to take care of their kids during this global pandemic. I mean, I'll give you an example. Uh, a few of our clients, a couple of my clients actually, uh, they were having major issues with their spouses on whether the kids should interact with anybody during this basically lockdown, right? And you know, in both cases, we had to file a motion with the court and seek some type of relief. I mean, obviously, we had our clients move out of the marital residence, and you know, in order to try to keep the kids safe. Uh, we will have the judge hear our motion soon and decide, what should happen. Obviously, this is a pretty unique situation that doesn't happen every day. So we'll see how the judge rules on these things. But yes, we are getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of new calls with a lot of questions about what should I do during this pandemic? How should I keep my family safe? My spouse and I disagree on this and that. What should I do? So yes, we are seeing a slight uptick uh, in terms of phone calls and requests for meetings that are specific to the coronavirus. Now, not everyone's unemployed. Okay, just about a month ago, the unemployment rate was about what, 3.5%. So, just about a month ago, we were having the best economy in the world. I mean, the economy that was the envy of the world, right? And yes, more and more people are applying for unemployment. And yes, this might impact all businesses in general, right? But the great majority of people are still employed. They're still working. They're either working from home or they're working, from their, businesses or companies while keeping their distance. I mean, most people are still working today and they're still earning money. So we haven't hit rock bottom yet. So, so my advice to a lot of law firms is stay the course. Whatever was working for you before, keep on doing it. Now is not the time to pull back. Now is not the time to spend less on advertising or be less aggressive in terms of advertising. If anything, I mean, and I guess you guys would probably see that a lot of lawyers are spending less on advertising. They're being a little more. They're moving towards self-preservation because they're concerned about, am I going to be able to keep my lights on next month? So they're not spending as much on advertising. They're not being as aggressive as they used to be. And I think that's wrong. I think us aggressive attorneys should take advantage of the fact that a lot of attorneys are spending less on advertising. Because what would that do for us? I mean, that would help us spend less on pay-per-click. Obviously, each click would cost less because there's less competition. There's still a lot of people out there looking for attorneys. So if they're not seeing your competitors' advertisements, they're going to see yours. So I think now is the time. I mean, I know this is hard to say, this is hard to believe, but now is the time to grow. There's never been a better time to grow than now. Despite the potential economic downturn, despite all this fear, a lot of people are still getting a divorce. A lot of people are still going through custody cases. When it comes to people fighting over their kids, they're not going to stop fighting over their kids because of the pandemic. They're actually going to fight over the kids more because of the pandemic, right? And so they need someone out there to be available for them. All right. So my advice to a lot of businesses, not just law firms. I mean, obviously, if your business is allowed to be open, if it's deemed essential, keep it running. Now is not the time to stop. And for lawyers out there like us in Broward County, Florida, lawyers are deemed essential for certain things. Mm-hmm. So we're still doing our business. We're still running our practices, right? So stay the course. Don't spend less on advertising. As a matter of fact, if you can spend more, because now is the time to get a decent return on investment. All right? And that's all I can say. A lot of our clients love to meet us in person, right? But that's not possible right now. So there are alternatives such as video conferencing, such as Zoom. We've been using Zoom a lot. And we've been using Zoom for court hearings and trials as well. I mean, for example, in Broward County and Palm Beach County, yes, the courthouse is closed, but it's closed to the public, but we're still doing hearings. We're still doing trials, but we're doing these hearings and trials by video, right? So just this morning, I had a hearing in Palm Beach County. It was an evidentiary hearing, and we conducted the hearing by video. Next week, I have 2 trials in Broward County. We're conducting the trials by video. So what I would say is if you can, meet with your clients by video, then do it. I mean, obviously not every one of your clients or potential clients is sophisticated enough to know how to use Zoom. If not, pick up the phone and talk to your clients. It doesn't have to be in person. But again, phone, video conferencing, it's just as good as in person.